Hi, I'm Lori with the Melted Crayon, and today we're going to be doing some embroidering, where we're going to be going over kind of a cheat method or a quicker way of embroidering. So normally when you embroider something, you find a hoop and you fit what you're embroidering to that hoop. So I had already pre-cut some fabric because I'm going to be making some masks for my students. As we start school this fall, we're all going to be in person, and so I thought for a welcome gift, I would make all of my students masks. So I already pre-cut all the fabric before I had the idea of embroidering their names on it, which I thought was kind of a good idea so that it can help me remember their names and it can help them remember whose mask is whose if they lose them. So kind of a twofold deal there. So normally, yes, I would use a smaller hoop, and I thought, that's going to take so much more time to size it and fit it. And I always have my machine set for a 5x7. It's what I use the most. So I thought, well, normally then I would just lay this on the top of my hoop like so. And I would either use some sticky adhesive to keep the fabric in place. Or if it fits in the corners, or even tape it down. There's lots of ways that you can kind of hold it in place while you embroider. But then I started thinking about fast frames. I've been using my fast frames a lot lately. And so I thought, what if my fast frame would have been on the hoop? How could I have cheated with this? So that's where we're going to go today. First, I'm going to show you how, with a fast frame, you can either use a sticky stabilizer, which I've told you before in other videos. I don't like that. So I always use a tearaway. So with the tearaway, you'll just fold it along the edges, and then we use this easy clip, it's called, to fasten the stabilizer in place. Okay, and you use as few of metal pieces as you can, just to keep them out of the way in case a needle would hit it. So I do that, and then fold it like this and keep it in place. Okay, so now that the stabilizer is secured to the easy fast frame, we will go to the machine and start our cheating. Fast frames come with a frame like this that you slide onto your machine, and then the fast frame itself gets hooked in to this little button in here. Now, fast frames are great for pre-sewn items that have an opening, such as a purse or a bag, or any pot holders. They come in several different sizes. This one is one of the larger ones. But the trick about a fast frame is, because it's an add-on feature, your machine sees this and thinks you have all of this room to work, when you really only have this inside perimeter, and you don't want your needle to hit the metal on the side. So you really always have to do a little perimeter test. So I've already got my what I want embroidered set for my machine. I have that. I'm going to have the name of the school, that she's a second grader, and her name on there. So I'm going to set this fabric in here like I was going to cheat a little. And then I'm going to use just these little clips. They're clips that you buy, secure paper, really. Look like this. And I'm just going to pinch them in place. And again, I want them on the outer edge so that I do not run over them with my needle. This is the center that I'm guessing that this is about where this will land. But because I'm not sure, I'll pull it tight here. I am going to do a perimeter check. Okay, and I can see that I'm not really straight, so I'm going to pull it down a little bit to straighten it out. Now, I probably could have used my easy clip and maybe tried to clip that fabric on too while I was clipping this paper on. Since I didn't do that, All right, so to do a perimeter check, I'm going to go back. I've set my machine. Okay, and I'm going to do this button right here. This is the perimeter check. There's where on it that the embroidering is going to happen. All right, it's right in the center that it's moved. So again, I'm going to start. And again, I don't know that it's straight here, so that's just an illusion. There we go. All right, so I just laid it on the top. I could have also used adhesive tape and our adhesive spray and just sprayed it down a little bit. But again, I'm just trying to be quick, easy, fast, lay it on there, embroider. So we'll go ahead and start, and then we'll come back to the machine. Okay, the embroidering is done, and it is off now the machine. So we can take these off, and I could have actually taken them off as soon as the thread starts securing it in place. You can take these little clips off. I just left them on because it wasn't going to hit them at all. Okay, so now as you take the paper off the frame, you can recycle these. I can see I have a bunch of marker on my fingers from all my work. Getting ready for students to start, so just excuse the marker on my fingers here. All right, so that is off and we're done. I can clean this up, and then I'm going to take this over to the machine and start sewing my mask. So we'll meet you at the machine. Okay, so I have my fabric. I'm at the sewing machine. I have a liner because I want 2 pieces of fabric to make it. So I use the clean side of the fabric that I embroidered, and then put that against the clean side of the white fabric. Now I did clean it up a little bit, but this is all going to be hidden. That's really the reason why I embroider the fabric before I finish a lot of people would say, well, why not just wait, make the masks, and then embroider them? Well, this is what would be rough against their face then, and I want that hidden. So now I am going to embroider this. Now, one of the things that are nice is if you use ribbon like this, it already has a wire in it. So you go ahead and cut ribbon, and I cut it in half now because I just need that 1 piece of ribbon wire, and I can put wire at the top and at the bottom of it for the student. Go ahead and sew this. Alright, so I have the piece of ribbon tied too, so now I have that bendable area for the top where the nose is going to be. I need my elastic on the inside here. going to secure the elastic on one side. So, now with this, you want to run over the elastic a couple of times to make sure that it's secured on there. Yes. Stop, because then I'm going to put my other piece of elastic. I'm going to pull that down. That's for the ears on this side. Place. I could pin it here, but again, I tend to go quick. I like to cut as many corners, do as little of that kind of stuff as I have to do. But yes, you can pin if you want to. All right, so I have the elastic in place. Now I'm going to do the other side. Stop. Okay, now that I have the elastic secured on both sides, I'm just sewing along the bottom, leaving an opening so that I can turn it right side out. Okay, so I've sewn. I have this little opening right here so that I can turn it right side out. Okay, I've turned it right side out. I've got the elastic here. Now I'm going to go ahead and finish the sides up here. I'm going to show you a little trick, because when you put your needle down on this, like this, you see how your foot tends to go up because it's bunched up on the front part of it. And so it's hard. It has to kind of go over a hump. Now you can buy a little device that you can stick in there. I can't remember what it's called, but this does the same thing. Just fold up some fabric and hold it underneath so that now it's on level ground, and it'll start up faster and smoother than if it would have to go over this hump or this bump, where sometimes the needle gets caught and it wants to just stay in that one spot, and that is not fun. So now we'll just keep going. And this is where that metal is, so I'm just keeping it now in place and sewing right on the edge of it. And so we can feel there's where that metal is. It will form for the little nose of it. Good job. All right, so I have the little mask sewn, but now I need to pleat it. So I'm going to start with a pleat about in the center of the mask, about a ½ inch. Pin it. Same on this side. Pleat again. Should be 3 pleats when you get done. And I like them spaced pretty evenly. I'll pin both sides, and then we're going to run some stitching right across the edge to secure those pleats. Okay, so now that I've drawn, put a line securing each of the pleats, the little mask is done for Aubrey in 2nd grade. Now I only have 17 left to do.